Greetings and welcome to Old Drunken Discography, where old friends and fans come together to BS, argue, occasionally agree, and discuss a musical artist. This is our deep dive discography. We have made it through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Lawrence Arms records. We are on the last one, Skeleton Coast. I fucking hate you guys. With me today, I'm going to throw his ass in the belly of a whale, Tim.
Ooh, exciting.
And don't look at me, fucking Joe.
Well, look to Jason when you want to know how to rot.
Yeah, you guys are rotting this show with your motherfucking...
You old goblin fox hunter, you.
I was expecting he wears a coyote crown.
Y'all making me lose control.
Those are going to be your last words, my friend.
These are my last words. All right, so we're talking about Lawrence Arms, Skeleton Coast, 2020 record, total 2020 vibes. At least for me. I don't know. Joe, Skeleton Coast. How you feeling?
You sure? You sure you want me to go first?
Yeah. I think this is going to be the one where we're the most different.
Maybe. We might be. I don't know.
We got another Matt Allison Epitaph record. Beautiful artwork.
Yes, gorgeous artwork. I love this artwork. 2020, obviously a year where not much happened. Everything completely normal. So this album came out. Kind of a surprise that we got Skeleton Coast that year from the Lawrence Arms. I am so glad we did. Great album. I think it's really good. I think that the kind of theme of traveling the Skeleton Coast and kind of the things thrown into that theme. I haven't listened to anything about this. I'm sure there is an overarching. We could say there's one word that wraps all this up, but I don't have it. So there are different things in this album that flow along the Skeleton Coast, obviously. But I mean, reading some of it talking about spies or talking about writers or different things that are going along with it. But a lot of things that I don't know if when they were writing it, they knew that were going to happen that made it fit so well in 2020. As far as like the isolation and things of that nature. But it works out well. Quiet Storm, I love this opener. The line "No More Courage at My Fingertips" is one of my favorite. I wish that
no fucking way.
I wish I had a coffee cup.
Almost like you guys have been following this band at the same distance this entire time.
I want a coffee cup that has truth at the bottom of it, so I can search for truth in a coffee cup.
I thought how did you know I had that?
Pretty fucking genius, though. That's pretty good. Yeah.
I don't know why they're not doing that merch. I'll take a cut, Lawrence Arms.
Brendan, come on the show. We got to talk to you about some merch ideas.
Yeah, or just send us all one. We'll let you have that one. PTA is fun. The feeling of toiling and loving only to watch it all die. And it was still just me looking at you when we stopped spinning the wheels. Chris' country voice there at the end always gets me. He's got this fun like country twangy voice that he does that I really like. Belly of the Whale. I like the if I wasn't just one kid standing on other kids' shoulders in a trench coat, you'd be in trouble, buddy. I love that line. I always like the visual of that. Dead Man's Coat. Do you remember when we chased down our ghost and then exposed their face to the world, a la Scooby-Doo? I think that's a tip of the hat there. Drink Expired Dreams, static on hotel TVs. Really good line there. The Dead Man's Coat, I was reading something about where he got that idea from, and it's obviously a book or novella or something that I believe was called Overcoat. That he kind of, put into this Pigeon and Spies. I really like the all we have in common lines that he does. He does a lot of those, like the "You're a pigeon, I'm the spy." All we have is common that we're both high, watching the bald spots and bonnets walk by down below. So I really like that.
The fuck does that mean?
I don't mean you're up high. You're looking down. You're a spy. You got your binoculars?
Okay.
I'm sure there's more meaning to it, but at first I stopped at the we're both high part, and I was like, what? You're pigeon and
That's all
you're
the
me.
meaning you need.
Yeah, I was like, what are we doing there? The I'm tired, you're tired too. I want to make some big changes, but I'm not in the mood. Great line. So yeah, but the in common, I think those are good. Last words. It's a bullshit game that I've lost, and the dress to kill for oblivion. Both really really good lines in there as they're going. And throughout this, there's like fox noises, cries, and wolf howls and whale noises in it. And I think it's cool how they put them all in there. I don't know, if you'd have told me, hey, there's a album coming out that's a loosely based, concept album, and it's got whale noises, fox cries, and wolf howls, I'd be like, I don't know if I want to hear that, but they do a good job. They put it all together. The Demon, I think is a great song. I like the change from Brendan and Chris and the I Am the Demon repeated lines. Love that. Ghost Rider, I wrote an opus of distorted truth, a sympathy of crashing waves of victory. The OOs are kind of fun right before whenever we get into the I Am a Ghost Rider. Oh, great song. How to Rot. I love the lead into the beginning of the not I am not part. Of the you are not, I am not part. There we go. That makes more sense. I like the When I Walk Backwards Straight into Hell and show you folks how to rot. And then obviously we've got a Brandy, You're a Fine Girl reference in here. What a good one. That's a fun one. I know there are other references in that song. I can't remember what they were off the top of my head, but we'll do that. The Under Paris, Watch It Burn, Disappear. There's nothing left for me here. And We Are Wolves. That's the repeat there is really good. I like the We Are Wolves repeat. Goblin Fox Hunt. You look like an angel covered in blood. I sound like a dipshit 90s emo core thug. What a great line.
Yep, it is. It's a good line.
Now look, I tried to give you this to begin with. The Someday I'll Be Funny Again, but today I just don't want to be friends. Really good. This album's full of really good songs throughout. Just like the rest of their discography. Lose Control reminds me of Scrooge McDuck, the whole jumping into a pool of money thing. And then the rich person having a conversation with a black hole through that whole vibe of it. That's a good one. Don't Look at Me. The loneliness won't be nothing. The loneliness won't be nothing if you wrap your bones in mine. That's a good line there. And then Coyote Crown. I like the cassettes were piled high on the coffee table. Dreams of Mine. That's a cool visual. And the Rewind. I was a hero of another time. I love that line. I just like how he sings it. Obviously, wearing the Coyote Crown, I watched the world burn down is fun. But this album overall, I like what they did with it. I like the sound of it. Because it does feel isolating. Like the whole theme running through it feels very isolating to me, which fit very well at the time.
Yeah, it's definitely couldn't have came out at a better time. Like, it's a 2020 album. So you stole all my fucking lines again, but
I told you.
This is a weird record. I don't get it. Like, I would love for Brendan or Chris or somebody to explain this, or down in the comments below explain this concept, because Skeleton Coast was lost on me. Saying that though, the songs themselves are really fucking good individually. Quiet Storm, it sounds like it's like creaky. It's on a, it starts off like on a shoreline. It's quiet, it's creaky, and then when that No More Courage in My Fingertips part comes in, it feels like waves crashing. Like, it's a very visual song, and I still get goosebumps when he says the "I crackle like a radio wave" line. PTA was the first song that I had heard, and it's just a Lawrence Arms song. It's grown on me over time, but it's still like my low point on the record. I do really like the ending though. Love Belly and the Whale. Musically, it's fun. It's more upbeat. The lyrics have a few great lines, but But again, I need more time with this record. It's very abstract. Like a lot of the lyrics are super abstract. Dead Man's Coat, it sounded familiar to me, but the chorus will get fucking stuck in your head. The no form, no color, I was dead in the water. And I like the Coyotes. It was recorded in Texas. You know, you can hear that in the record. Pigeons and Spies, I love the I'm tired and you're tired too. I want to make big changes, but I'm not in the mood. I have no idea what this song is about, but it's fucking good. Last Words has this underwatery sound to it. It's such a fucking sad song. The Demon starts out like a typical Brendan song, but that ending, him repeating the demon, but wait, no, it's Chris singing it. They swap it so fucking effortlessly that I bet a lot of people just overlook it. But I'm a sucker for shit like that, and I guess Joe didn't overlook it either. Ghost Rider, you got the album title name drop in this one. The verses are really cool. The subject of being a Ghost Rider is interesting. How to Rot, You'll Never Be the Revolution. The Revolution don't give a fuck. You have another reference to whales in this one. And then you have a pirate joke. And then you have Brendan singing Now We'll Walk Backwards Straight into Hell and show you fucks all how to rot. And this song is a top song contender. Under Paris, not a bad song. Just doesn't really stand out for me, really. The reference to wolves is interesting with all the other animal references on the album that fucking Joe mentioned. Goblin Fox Hunt, I love it. It's fucking weird lyrically. You just can't help but fucking love it. You look like an angel covered in blood. I sound like a dipshit 90s emo thug. It does have this Blink-182 bridge thing going on for a bit, though. I'm not sure if that was on purpose, but now that I think about it, it was very, well, this is growing up sounding. Lose Control, sounds like he's on a ship. Great atmosphere on this record. I just don't get the lyrics for most of it. I get hints and vibes of things, but it's still, like, it hasn't clicked with me yet. Don't Look Away, it harkens back to that western feel that Redness in the West had. It's another theme. He mentions having a date with the devil and You're Coming Too. There's a few, it's a few songs after How to Rot. Maybe I'm just reading into it too much. I don't fucking know. Coyote Crown, this was the album. This was the song that the album concept was based on. It was the first song written for the album. I love the vocal melody. It's a decent closing track. It's not their best, but it has some great guitar shit at the end. Kind of sounds like Dinosaur Jr. I just need more time with this record, honestly. I know it's been like out 4 years, but I don't feel like I don't feel like this album has fully clicked with me yet. I'll say that. It's still fucking amazing. Probably, definitely album of the year for 2020.
I would disagree with that.
Yeah, you probably would.
I mean, Raging Wrath of the Easter Bunny, 2020.
That's true, yeah. I'd put this one over that one, but that's personal taste.
Sure, of course.
That's a good one. When we do the 2020s, the year 2020 is going to be a fun one.
Well, and to be fair, this one might make it. This was a very strong album. It started off a little slow for me. Like Quiet Storm was like, okay, here we go, another one. Let's see what they do here. And then especially after coming off of Metropole too, I was like, okay, where are we headed? And yeah, by the time we get to Pigeons and Spies, I'm sold. And I'm like, oh, okay, no, this is really strong. And then yeah, it's just kind of banger after banger after that. The Demon is awesome. Under Paris is awesome. Goblin Fox Hunt is awesome. Ghost Rider, I'm not going to say is awesome, but it really made me wonder how autobiographical it was. Because parts of that song in particular, and really kind of throughout the whole discography, you could see where, like, and I don't want to start any beef or anything, so I'm just going to use this band as like a total example. I'm not saying like this is like what happened or anything. I'm not trying to start any internet rumors or anything.
Add that motherfucker in the comments, y'all. Get him.
That's right.
But I would think that the guys writing the Lawrence Arms songs could shit out Simple Plan songs all day long. And so I wonder, do you think they did ghostwrite a song or two for people? I don't know. It got me thinking.
Yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting topic because he really
Yeah.
he dives into it pretty hard, almost like it's a
Like he knows what he's talking
Yeah.
about. Yeah.
That's interesting.
I mean, Brendan does a lot of writing also. As far as he had Bad Sandwiches blog and Nihilist Arby's, we keep touching on.
Nihilist Arby's, shout out! I love that.
And their songwriting's amazing. I mean,
yeah, and I do. I wonder if like now they're on Epitaph. They were on Fat Wreck. Like, is Fat Mike coming up to him going, "Hey, I don't know. The band we just signed last week needs a hit single. You got any throwaway riffs?"
here's $15.
Yeah, right. You got a hook?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, ghostwriting.
And it's like, just sing about the lifestyles of the rich and the famous, and you'll be rolling in the dough.
Green Day ghost wrote a song for that 5 Seconds of Summer band, and then Billy Joe said, "No, this is too good. You can't have it." I can't remember what song it was, but it was one of their, big ones.
American Idiot.
No, it was Still Breathing off Revolution Radio. He wrote it, and you can tell it doesn't sound like a Green Day song. It sounds like super poppy, and I know they're poppy anyway, but like it's beyond that.
Right.
And then he ended up saying, "No, it's too personal. I'm taking it." But so yeah, I don't know. Ghostwriting's it's an interesting topic.
Yeah, and the songwriting here is so strong that I would not be surprised if they were at the very least approached to ghostwrite for, Avril Lavigne or something.
Shout out Skater Boy.
But yeah, getting back to the point here, I was surprised at how much I liked this album. It's really good. Strong songs, great production. As always, going back to the first album, these guys know what they're doing, know how to play, and work really well together. I think it's really cool, too, that 25 years into the career and there's no like major lineup changes or bad blood or anything like that. That's pretty rare. So yeah, there's definitely a lot to like about this band, and I think that this is if this is an indication of where we're going in the future, like they can do whatever they want. They're gonna go down, I think, as one of the better bands of the genre and the time frame in which they were releasing these albums.
Yeah, I mean they don't sound like a fat band. They did, but they don't. Like they're
right.
They quickly outgrew Fat Records, but they didn't outgrow it as far as like Rise Against outgrew it and went mainstream. Whereas they just went to Epitaph and kept doing what they're doing.
Yeah,
and just got better at it.
Yeah,
yeah.
And that's that. This is where my dilemma comes in ranking this record. Because if you look at the rankings, I learned something about myself. Is that every time they put out a record, it's better than the last. It's like complete reverse order.
Interesting.
Skeleton Coast, though, I could see maybe a year from now, 2 years, 3 years, it might click on me and it might be, holy shit, this is the best thing they've ever fucking done. But right now, that's not where it sits for me. It's better than that. It's better than that. And it's going behind Apathy. It's the only one that just hasn't clicked yet. It's there. It's not a bad record at all. These are all still fucking top tier. It just didn't. Metropole is so much better for me.
I'm putting mine in the same place.
At 5?
Yep. And I, kind of the same reasoning. I think this is I think it's a great album. And I think it has time to grow. Um, I think the songs are all real strong. I think it's a weird album though. I mean, like to me, I don't know. It seems weird.
It's very abstract.
Yeah, every time I listen to it, I'm like, this is an abstract. The songs are great. As an album as a whole, I'm feeling a little abstract here. Even
There's
though there's
lines.
a theme.
There's like sprinkles of like just really cool shit they've never done before, but it just hasn't clicked yet for me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a weird one.
Yeah. Tim, what you thinking?
I'm thinking that in the spirit of our good friend Colquitt, I'm going to put it at number 2. And just go the complete opposite of you guys.
Yeah.
I do. I think it's a really strong record. And as I've mentioned a couple times, these are all my first impressions. I will be revisiting this discography. But right off the bat, I think this one's super strong and totally worth revisiting.
Yeah.
It's been about 4 years now. They should be gearing up here soon.
Well, I'll be curious to see what they put out next because, like you said earlier with The Greatest Show on Earth, there's definitely a before that album and an after that album. And I think that after that album, they've really kind of come into their own. And I like what it is. I like what they're doing. Yeah, Metropol's a little meh for me, but that doesn't make it a bad album. It's still really good.
Yeah, it's such a special record.
After my number 1, I could flip things around pretty easily. I could move one up or down or this way or that way throughout my entire.
Depends on the mood, right?
Yeah, my number 1 is the only one that I know is a constant. Everything else I could, I can move after the number 2.
My number 1,
I can do O Calcutta number 2. I mean,
my O Calcutta could easily be number 1 on a given day. That's such a good fucking record.
Mm-hmm.
So saying that, I'm just gonna go ahead and mark all mine green because, I'm biased.
Yeah, you can do the same for me. 100% bias here.
I mean, at worst, I'd put Guided Tour at yellow just because of the production of it. But even still, if you're watching a video about a punk band in Lawrence Arms, you're probably okay with bad sounding first records anyway. So
I think Ghost Story sounds worse than Guided Tour as far as sound quality.
it does, it does.
But still, I think it's amazing.
All right, Tim, what have you got?
1 through 4 are green. 5 and 6 are yellow. And number 7 is... Oh, let's make it yellow. I'll give it another shot. But,
Just gonna walk away.
But yeah, that looks right.
I was just gonna walk away.
Yeah.
I was gonna reach over and grab a beer.
We'll make it yellow. I'll give it another shot.
It's a weird record. I mean, it is definitely not a easy record, I would say.
Which, I got no problem with difficult records.
You got no problem with difficult records.
I don't think it's that difficult. I think it's a complete package of a record wrapped up with a bow. I think they do a great job of wrapping that one up.
That's difficult for most people, though.
Is it odd? Yes. Is it as weird as Skeleton Coast? No.
People don't want albums now. I mean, people want 1 or 2 great songs that they can say, oh yeah, I love Nevermind because it had Teen Spirit and Come As You Are on it.
Yeah. Well, we're going to get to that. Because I have a comment.
I'm in a Blink-182 group right now, and they're doing some guys doing like the best Blink-182 songs. He's taking every fucking Blink-182 song. He's like, people are polling them, and dude's going deep. He's got like songs from Uranus, like Zulu on it. They don't fucking win. And the top songs right now is "What's My Age Again," "All the Small Things," "First Date." The singles. That's what people want. They don't want like the greatest story ever told. Sad world we live
I'll give
in.
it another chance, just as a whole, and maybe it's because I didn't have the whole package. I just had, a streaming service or whatever.
The footnotes are, I highly recommend them for listening to it.
And "Oh Calcutta."
Cool.
The footnotes on "Oh Calcutta" are great too. Check those out. They kind of keep the theme going. But yeah, this has been our. Anybody else got anything to add?
No,
I'm glad we got to do this band. I love this fucking band.
me too.
Highly recommend. Check out our playlist link down below where we rank all these records, talk about them, reminisce. Yeah, I didn't tell my story.
And then shit on your feelings.
That's right.
And we'll see you for top songs.
We'll see you for top songs coming up tomorrow or in the playlist below. Be safe. Make good decisions.
And baby, you're a fine girl.